Hi, my name's Tom. Today we're going to be talking about the Krups EA8250 espresso machine. I'm having two problems with it. One is I'm getting clear water that comes out of the back. And then when I turn it on, it says filling in progress, and it never seems to fill the machine, just stays in that state. I think it's the flow meter, which is what we're going to be looking at today. You're going to ask me how long did it take and how much did it cost? Well, in order to fix the flow meter, it took about an hour to get into the machine and find where it was, and then it took about $8 to buy the Gorilla Glue gel, the super glue type, that I used to actually glue the fill meter back together again. So let's get started. After setting the date and time, you see the heating in progress image, and in a moment it will start the filling process. So after the preheating function starts, then I put a 4-cup container under both spouts and I get filling of the machine necessary, press OK. Place a large 20-ounce container under both outlets. So this is essentially the problem. The machine never comes out of this state. It keeps filling the Pyrex measuring cup and it empties the water container completely. Then I refill the water container and we start the whole cycle over again. This is what I'm trying to fix. So after unplugging the machine, I'm going to start to disassemble it. A couple of things. First, we're going to take out the dregs container, and we're also going to take out this cleaner thing here. I'm going to open the cap here. There's 2 screws, one there. It's a Torx 15, and then when you lift this out of here, this is the oily beam stop. Another Torx 15 right there. There's 3 Torx 15 right here, and we'll get that done and then we'll come back. In addition to the Torx 15 that are here and here, you often have to pull this straight off. That's how it comes off there. And I also took the plastic piece that was here off as well. There's also one more Torx screw down in that hole there. On the back side of the machine, there are 2 more Torx screws, one in that hole and one in that hole over there, which need to be removed. With the machine on its back, there's 2 more Torx, one here and one here. So once you have all the screws out of the top, pull the front cover forward until it exposes this edge, and then very gently tip it up and pop it off. There are these tabs there and there that are actually attached below this piece here, and that's what's holding it on. So you need to be sort of careful about that, but it pops off. At this point, I'm going to take a little vacuum and I'm going to vacuum up all of the coffee grounds that are kind of all over the place so that it's not quite as difficult to work on. At this point, you'll see this little, this is the grind adjustment, and that grind adjustment can be tipped out and removed. Kind of keep it over, in that location. It's just a piece of plastic. The next step is to remove the front, which is not as easy as it looks. Way down in there, there are clips that hold the front on. There's 2 clips. There's one right there, you can see it, and the other one is about there. You can take a long screwdriver, about this big, and if you slide it way down in there, you can kind of see, I know you can't see it in this image, but you can kind of see down in there, there's a place where you can release the clip. I'll show the other clip in a second. So the clip that you're looking for is right in there, so you have to push it down because the front face is being held on with that tab right there. So you'll see that tab through there, but you have to push that down in order to get at it. So that's a little bit better way of seeing it than I showed you before. So let's look again at the clips at the back. Here's the one that holds the center. I broke it on the other side, but you have to push it down. It engages in this portion right here. So that's what holds on the front, and to take the front off, there's a ribbon connector that has to come off. It's right there. Once you get the front off, there's 2 more Torx screws. One's there and one there. Once you get those 2 Torx screws out in the front, then the whole plastic backside slides out towards the back. So on the right side of the machine is this unit right here, which is a flow meter. We're going to be taking that off and inspecting it to see if it is leaking or if it's broken. Sure enough, with the part out, it's hard to tell, but right there at the seam, I can actually move it and it's no longer sealed. So I'm going to see if I can carefully pry this apart so that I can re-glue the entire thing. So there's the part. When I pried it apart, it just popped right open. It was like it was almost not even glued together. You can kind of see there's a little bit of old residue on the side. To glue the flow meter back together, I'm using the Super Glue Gorilla brand gel. The reason I'm using the gel is it helped to fill the tiny little cracks. And like I said earlier, it only cost about $8, so it seemed like a pretty good deal. So let's take one more look at the flow meter. So I put a B on the bottom hose and a T on the top hose so that I wouldn't mix them up. And I put a little arrow here on the connector. This is a 3-wire red wire connector, and I just pointed it at the front so that I could kind of know which direction to put it back. It was pretty easy to put back in, and now I'm ready to close up the machine. So putting it back together is basically just the reverse of taking it apart. And so basically you slide this cover back on. And then when it's back on, you put the screws in the back, and then you just start to reassemble it. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. If you'd like to support my channel, please like and hit subscribe.